Thanks for joining. Sent from Dave. Thank you. Thank you for joining. All right. Well, the announcement's going to go out to people. I'm going to go ahead and pin my announcement. So if anybody's new here to Whatnot, it's an auction. And if you want to, you can follow the show. You can bookmark shows. In the shop, there's listings for tonight. And hey, Kyle, thanks for joining. And if you bookmark the product that's 000, that just announce whenever I go live. It'll also announce when at the end of the show, I'm going to be doing our buyer's giveaway. So in case you want to look at other shows while you're throughout the evening, that will announce when it's the buyer's giving is going. So I recommend that you bookmark 000 so you can see that. The way we do giveaways for followers, so please follow the show. Every five winners, or sorry, every five buyers, every five purchases, we'll do a followers giveaway throughout the show. And tonight we're focusing on mineral specimens. So I do have some new mineral specimens. There's a tray of polyhedral agate, um, just halves. I have a couple of pairs. There's a number of items in the shop that are also listed on my website that are, my picks. But these are wonderful little halves, and we have a couple of those. So we can run polyhedral agates. They all come with a specimen card. I also have green tourmalines. These are so cool. They've got blue and or green caps. This one even has it's dark green, green cap, and then that's actually a clear layer. So these are fun. And so we have technically it's fairy epidote, but it doesn't have any quartz in it. So these are just epidote sprays from Turkey. They're really good little specimens. I have different sizes of those. So those are the new minerals. And then what I'm going to go through is some estate flats that I have from a friend who collected all these himself. And then I bought them from him. But they've got old tags, they're old boxes, they're old specimens. If you like provenance in these, or you're looking for anything specific, that's why I put the poll up here is to see where you wanted to go first. A lot of these are East Coast specimens from the US. But we also have some Mexicans, and this is Tanzania apatite. And we've got some German, Bavarian fluorites and dolomites. So, but we can just start the night with some garnet in graphite. So you see the garnet is the red, and this happens naturally. It's almandine garnet in graphite from Red Embers Mine, Irving, Franklin County, Massachusetts. And these are fun because in this specific specimen, super hard to get people, snag them up. No worries, no worries. It's better for you guys if there's a smaller group because then there's not a whole bunch of people bidding this up. And, when we start the auction, if one person bids, you get it for what the auction started. Let's see, let's make sure we're doing this in the light and it's in focus. So these are two really good sized garnets. And then this also has shoral in it. So these little pieces are tourmaline. And this whole plate is graphite. And looks like graphite, it's pencil. It'll come off on your hand. So you have to kind of polish these up. I did polish this one so you can kind of see the garnet. But we also have small plates with smaller ones, but more of them. And I can buff that down and get the red going again. But it's going to put some pencil marks on everything. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to start this one. This one's really spectacular. It really should be listed for more like 50, but I'm going to start tonight at 35. So our first auction tonight is this graphite. It comes with the collector card, almandine graphite, almandine garnet and graphite from Embers Mine, Irving, Franklin County, Massachusetts. And you can see the card. He was going to sell it for 110. Now the auctions, if it's the first time you've ever auctioned, I'm going to run it for 15 seconds. After you bid, it'll restart for another 10 seconds. So don't let that surprise you. If you want to wait till the last second, it will reset for a second. And these, as we go through them, they're going to come in little boxes, just like you're at a gem show. I'm not going to pretty them up. But if you want to, we can put a little thumbnail box or perky in there with you because there's some old perkies in this. Okay, no on that one. Just to look at the other ones we have, this one, a little bit of a dip in it. A lot more garnets. Really nice size plates, and they really display well. Um, this one's fun. Anybody heard of Hidden Night, North Carolina? Well, this is an old collector piece of rutile from Hidden Night, North Carolina, which I think we're all familiar with the spodumene from Hidden Night, but I didn't realize that they had other, minerals, and apparently they really are known for this type of rutile. And this is a pretty big piece. We're used to rutile being really fine hairs in quartz. And what's fun about this, again, these are old estate pieces. So you get a nice new card, rutile, Hidden Night, North Carolina. Comes in the original perky with the label. But what this one, this one is so old, it actually has a label under the label. So you can tell it's old typewriter. I just think that kind of stuff's fun. So you'll get the box. And we're going to run this for $10. And if I'm not showing something well enough, just let me know. I can slow down and show it again. Hey, Gatsby, thanks for joining. We're running a little rutile from Hidden Night, North Carolina. A fun little collector box. Um, Again, this is probably for the gem nerds out there, or the mineral nerds out there. This is argentite from Guanajuato, Mexico. Again, old collector. You can kind of see the age of it. Um, Argentite. This is going to be hard. Let's see if I can get some good light on it. There we go. It is a type of metallic. It grows specifically in this area, and they're little balls. So it's botryoidal metal. With a provenance. I'm going to run this again. This one's going to be for 10. Very reasonable, very specialized. I understand that too. But you'll also get the newer card. This was all kind of set up for Chris to show at a gem show so you can see his prices, but those aren't my prices. Okay, do you want to see something really special? I may not run it. I'm still cherry picking my own stuff, but every one of these flats has like a sleeper that's amazing. Just looks really normal. What is this? This is a double terminated quartz. Wait, it's a twinned double terminated quartz. Wait, it's two double terminated quartz that have twinned. Yes, it's from Madagascar. Oh, we definitely cherry pick. But let's see if we can actually get a little close up here. I got to get my Gatsby technique to get the close up. Do you see anything in that quartz? see if I can find a good light. I'm buried on my good lights. Huh. Let's see, maybe I can pick this up a little bit, get to it. Well, if you can't see it, you can't be impressed by it. Does anybody see it? Well, if you can't see it, then I'll have to cherry pick it. Let's do the card. This is the cowl trick. Well, there's purple fluoride in it. You can't see it, but it's amazing. So it's just a very rare GIA certified instance of trademarked um, of little octahedral fluorites, purple or blue, in the quartz. So it's not growing next to it. It formed first and the quartz grew around it. But this is the only one I've seen that's double terminated and twinned. So yeah, I think I'm going to run this for 200. If anybody else is as impressed with it as I am. Unfortunately, I can't. Maybe I need to do it on my website because it's hard. I thought this would show better than put it on my website. There, you can kind of see them. They're right there and there and there. There's just a layer of it. And by the way, that's a third terminate, double term right there. But in any case, let me run this. So it's fluorite crystal in quartz from Madagascar. And I'm running it for 200 because I don't want to sell it, but I want to run it. You can keep me from having it if you want. So this does have a contact point on the side. They grew sideways, so it's not a solution quartz, but definitely nice double term. And I have some good microscopic pictures of the quartz in there. Okay, that one's my favorite of this lot, but there's some other good stuff. Anybody like apatite? Where is my flashlight? This is crazy. I know I brought it out. I don't know what to do without my flashlight, people. Okay, discuss amongst yourselves. The American Revolution was neither American nor revolution. Discuss. I'll be right back. It was to my left and I was looking to my right. Okay. Did we solve the American Revolution? Look at these beauties. I have 4 of these. No, I have 3 of these. They're really good stuck down, but I'll pull them out a little bit so you can kind of see the translucency. I mean, if you're a collector, if you're a faceter, this is a beautiful apatite. And this is from Tanzania, Mondo area, classic location for this kind of gemmy apatite. I don't have the gram weight on it, but to kind of give you a perspective, I don't have the Kyle quarter, but I do have a 1-inch cube. So you can put that next to a 1-inch cube. So you can kind of see. We're talking about a good size piece of apatite there. This is the same, and this one is the same, and they're all super gemmy. So it's going to be buyer's choice. All of them coming with the card. And I'm running for 25. This one also super gemmy. Oh, wrong side. Okay. Next we have a sleeper again. This one is, let's see if we can, it says on here, quartz with moving bubble. Quartz moving bubble. And it is from the Bin District, Vallis, and CH. I learned something today. Anybody know what CH stands for? What country that is? Most of you probably do know, and I just never knew. No, okay. I'm so glad it's not just me. Um, it is Switzerland. Of course it is. Something about Switzerland is actually the name is like Hollandite or Hollandland or something like that. So I guess there's also Holland, so I didn't want to confuse it. Anyways, this is a quartz point from Switzerland that has an anhydro right there. And unfortunately, I have never been able to find it. Let's see. It says moving bubble. Anybody see? We need Sparkly and Hydro Guy over here to show me how to find it because I've been looking and I don't see a moving anhydro. So if anybody wants a Swedish quartz point with a moving bubble that I have not been able to locate, I mean, no matter how I look, it's got super rainbows, but I don't see it. I'm running this for $5. With the provenance, old gem tack, old gem box, arrow to anhydro. Oh my goodness, no takers on that. I mean, just the quartz alone, people. Plus, you can really, it's a party trick. What does CH stand for? Oh, are you were trying? What, are you not able to bid? You need to make sure your wallet's set up if you haven't put anything in there. Yeah, you have to set that up for a minute. And we can run it again if you want to come back and into the app. You just have to click on setting up your account and add your wallet. And I think you can set up PayPal and everything like you have. This one is super duper. This is another one I might want to cherry pick. This is cobaltite from Sweden. So we're doing a little bit of Europeans. Um, it is from, it's not actually Borden. It was a handwritten card that was misinterpreted. It's Borderland, Bodelin, Sweden, but it's cobaltite. And again, this is a cobalt based metallic. And you can see it has a great crystal structure. It is tiny. It's like a micro mount. It's about a centimeter cube, but it's like got this pink taupey color. I love it. I'm going to run this one for, I'm going to run this one for 30. Super rare, great location for this. There's a lot of places where you get cobalt coatings, but this is actual cobalt. Thank you for looking for that, everyone. Anybody want some stilbite and fluorite from Pennsylvania? So this is east of Bloomsburg. That's what it says. East of Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, stilbite with fluorite. So Pennsylvania, this area in Pennsylvania is really known for zeolites. And so I've got a number of them in this collection, but they all have a different formation. This one specifically, the stilbite, is amazing with the sprays and the fanning. I don't think it's any UV. Let's see if there's any UV. One of them has amazing calcite UV. No. Let's try shortwave. This is going to be a fun UV show at some point. I've got some Willemite that's going to go dancing like a rave. It's Willemite rave in a little bit. I want the sun to go down a little bit. But very desirable location. You get the original card. It's a sizable piece. I'm going to run this for 25. If there's anything specifically you want to see, just throw a name out there. I'd be happy. There's such a variety in here of locations, of thank you for looking at that, everybody. Looks like majority of everyone's looking for North America. So we'll keep looking at North America. There were some votes for Africa, so I'll show those as well. Let's see. We've done, oh, look at this one. This is a California piece. So we've jumped over to the West Coast. This is a plate of calcite with quartz on top. So this area is quartz. This whole plate is calcite, being calcite, just making up its own rules. Card is calcite with quartz from Snowcats Mine, Indio County, California. And you get the collector card with it as well, both the original and this one. I mean, originally it was $13, guys. That's like what, the 80s? The card on this was 75. I think I could sell this for 75. It's, a palm size. Here's an 1 inch box. So it's definitely bigger than an inch. But I'm going to run it for 50. It's a great display piece, great location. You have to go up in the mountains to get this. Somebody, took some time to get this out. They climbed a mountain, carried a fragile piece of calcite out, put it on a nice little plate. Now here it is today. The journey of a rock. Hey, Shay, thanks for joining. Okay, thanks for looking at that, guys. That's one of the only California pieces I have. This one is an Arizona piece. Anybody want to guess what that is? Well, now the label's on there so you can see. Has anybody ever heard of Waylandite? Waylandite from the Christmas mine in Gila County, Arizona. So down by the Gila River, Christmas mine, very famous mine. Copper, malachites are come out of there that are really pretty. But this is Waylandite. Now, Waylandite was first discovered in the 70s, but it wasn't actually an actual named mineral until 2012. This predates when it was this piece was collected before it was actually a named mineral. And it's a baby blue coating, copper secondary mineral. I think it's amazing. And what's nice is that it also has on the back the reference of where he identified it. And it was the Rock and Mineral magazine. And it was volume 6 of the 1993 November, December version release, page 418. And I looked it up and confirmed, boop, it's there. So in 93, before They'd even named it as a mineral. They were talking about it, obviously, because it was discovered in the 70s. But this article talks about the rock hound that found it. So, look that up if you want to read that. I read it today. Um, okay, let's run this. I'm going to run this for $40. I think that is such a bargain for it's a good piece. It's a good display piece. It's a very limited, rare secondary mineral for copper. Christmas Mine is a great location. And you have the original card collected before it was even named. Okay. I just love telling the stories on all this stuff. Some of it, I don't know. So if you know something more than I do, but please let me know. This one is a little fluorite plate. It's fluorite on calcite from Eastern Industry Quarry, Ole, Pennsylvania. And you'll get, this is the abbreviations of a collector, but the card explains the whole place. And Ole, Pennsylvania is really one of those areas again in that calcite belt. Let me see if this is a UVer. These aren't the most showy fluorites, but very desirable location, Pennsylvania, in the Ole mine or the Ole area, Eastern Industrial Quarry. That quarry is still being worked, but not allowing rock hounds to go in. So we're going to run this for 10. Small but mighty, fluorite and calcite, U.S. location, super sparkly. Everybody remember to follow, bookmark the show. The last week of the month, I'll always do a mineral show, but every week's a little bit different. Next week is going to be just a mess of stuff. That's a technical term. A mess of stuff. We're just going to do a lot of randoms. If there's anything specific you're looking for that I can look for in the meantime, I'd be happy to do that. I know last night I had someone reach out asking if I had calcanthite. I have 2 flats of calcanthite from the Planet Mine, but the Planet Mine doesn't pack their calcanthite very well, so they all got crushed. But I have some that did make it. So we'll do some calcanthite next week if I can manage to ship it. Let me get something to drink here. Okay, we got a couple more in this flat that are US. I don't see any more African in this. Does anybody want to see? I have a couple Peru pieces in this flat. We can move on to another flat if you want to too. I may bug you later if you don't have to backtrack. Oh, no worries. There's no reason to go if we can go back to anything. Okay, so this is the last US piece in this collection or this flat. Look how precious this is. So this is Quartz Scepter, Silver Hill Mine, Santa Cruz County, Arizona. Again, very desirable location. These are tiny little scepters. If you're a micro mount type person and you want to get a little microscope on this, they are so perfectly formed as scepters. But, visually, you definitely want the quartz point. We could work on that. And you want the little metallic crystal since I was struggling to set up the wallet. Okay. Do you think you have it set up now, Kyle? Do you want me to run them again? But as I was saying, this is the presentation on this is amazing. It's definitely micro mount, but these are just little perfectly formed scepters. Silver Hill Mine, known again more for its copper, for malachite. Let me run this one. I'm going to run this one for 15. I just love how it's perched on the matrix, kind of leaning over. And these all date back to 90s collections. It's got a collection number. A number of these in this flat have the same script. And I wish I had this person's actual list because you know he was tracking them well. Okay. Do you want to try this one again? I'm running this one again. This is the anhydro from Switzerland or quartz with moving bubble. Yeah, let's do that one again. We did that one for 5, right? So we'll do it again. It's a great little anhydro. Old box. Look at that, Kyle. You did it. And so you can see it kind of gives you a little bit more time after you do. So if somebody wanted to come in, but wonderful. Thank you. First purchase. Congratulations. Now, every 5 purchases during the show tonight, I'm also going to run a follower giveaway. So be sure you're following. And congratulations, Kyle. That's a great one. And you'll get the little card with it in the box. So we'll put that aside for Kyle. And then you said you wanted my cobaltite. Yes? Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna run that. I think I was running that for 25. I'm gonna run it for 25 anyway. Let's see. Run next. Is that right? Nope. I'm not running that. Don't you bid on that. I'll give you this tack for $5. Don't you bid on that. Okay, thank you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's a special piece, Kyle. I'm so glad you're getting that. All right. Congratulations, Cobaltite. And like I said, I'll put the right city because that is not, there's no place called Board in Sweden. Okay, we're going to move on to another flat. Brian is messaging me right now, Kyle. Tell him to go to join Whatnot and talk to me like a normal person in an auction. Okay, let's see what we got here. So these are some really special ones. Look at this baby. Oh, go on the dark shelf, definitely. This is, you're gonna love the card. It's Millerite from US 27 Road Cut, Halls Gap, Lincoln County, Kentucky. So this is literally when they were building a road, US 27, that they were able to go in and find these. And I have 2. This one's half, and this one is like a chunk. I don't know if they were together at some point. I can't figure out how they fit, but they have the same type card. It says Millerite Minor, Pyrite on Quartz, Halls Gap. So this one has some pyrite. Oh, it has little bitty pyrites in it. Let's get some light on it. So, and the Millerite is the botryoidal pieces in the middle. I don't think they UV. No, no UV. Real quick, let's just do a UV scan of the box so we don't play this game all night. got some action going. Ooh, that's a good fluorite. Okay, not very UV, but there's some in here that are pretty good. But yeah, I just think this was kind of cool. Millerite, little geode. And we'll get both cards. 95 seems a little steep for a little geode, but I don't know. Maybe you can get your money on 95. I'm gonna run this for I'm gonna run it for 45. I don't know if I'm able to pinch and zoom. No, doesn't look like again. And it'll be buyer's choice on whether you want this one with the little pyrites in there. See if we can find that little pyrites in there. See it? You see it? Like right in the edge there. Interesting. But this is another good one. The location's amazing. So this is the C&E and Duff Quarry, Logan County, Ohio, pyrite crystals. So this is really known for fluorite. Hey, Outlaw, thanks for joining. But so this is in dolomite matrix, and then it has vugs full of pyrite. There's one on top and there's one at the bottom. Quartz mostly on the bottom one. But look how cool that is. Don't think there's any. Oh, there's a little bit of sparkle, sparkle. Well, this one is going to be, a good size as well. Let me change the shipping on that. I'm gonna do this one for 45 as well. Thank you, Kyle. Bill's got to get in there now too. Bill, look at this little pyrite from Ohio. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the good win. Kyle, I'm going to get that box for you. You're going to have the original card and the collector card here. The original card just says pyrite and dolomite. Doesn't even have the location. Maybe it's on the back. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Another neat pyrite thing. So here is the card. Can you see? Goethite pseudomorph of pyrite, Pelican Point, Utah, Utah County, Utah. Has anybody ever seen this? This area is known for it, but I'd never seen it. So these are pyrite cubes that dissolved out, and then goethite iron took over. I mean, doesn't it look perfectly like pyrite? Usually I see, the little steps with the pyrites and the cubes, but goethite following rules is kind of interesting. Hey, Sherry, thanks for joining. We're looking at mineral specimens from estate collections. I've got old collection cards and the new collection cards. If there's a specific location you're interested in, I'm kind of focusing on US right now. We did have some interest in Africa as well. Ooh, somebody wants Narnia. I do too. So I have this piece. This is a $50 piece. Then by scale, you can see this is just one really good cube cap, really. So this is a 30. And then on this one, I've got a tiny cube. This is a 20. Anybody interested? 20, 30, 50. 50 is the deal, right? So these are all from Utah, from an area that's known for this. Oh, of course, I'm dual streaming. Check me out on YouTube. Um, you can't bid from YouTube, though. Aren't I fancy? Almost like I understand technology. You'll get the specimen card. And you can see Chris was going to sell it for 85. I'm just doing 50. I'm going to run the 50 just to see if anybody has a little secret desire to have some goethite in the shape of pyrite. Don't all bid at once. I mean, yeah, all of you bid at once. It's not a crowd. But anyway, Sherry, are you interested in anything specific? Bill, is there anything you were looking for? Thank you for looking at those, guys. I just geek out on stuff like this. Look at this. This is magnetite, and believe me, it feels like magnetite. It's a pound. From Brewster, New York, Tilly Foster Mine. So if you're an East Coast collector, you'll know the Tilly Foster Mine. Very desirable location, closed area. It's got an old specimen label on it or collector number on it. I think anything that used a typewriter must be ancient, right? We don't use typewriters. I don't think I've seen one in 30 years or more. But yeah, so you get this original tag and this tag. Chris was going to do it for 160, probably just because the weight to ship it. You're paying shipping, so we'll drop that. We're going to drop this down to 60. But I do have to do the weight at there, 60. Now shipping, if Kyle maxes out at $8.88. So you probably already maxed your shipping and you wouldn't have to worry about shipping a pound of magnetite if you wanted to try to cut this and see if it would polish. I wouldn't do that, by the way. More Germany fluorites. We've got a wave light, little berries of wave lights. Old. Look how old this is. Because I don't know if you've ever seen some of the newer ones coming out. But what happens is the quartz gets really dried out. And it's almost like it's clay now. So, but the wave lights is pretty and green as ever. I don't think I worked solid magnetite before. I don't think anybody has. So it's wave light, Malden Mountain Quarry, which I mean, apparently you can get wave light from other areas, but I've never heard of it coming out of anywhere but Arkansas. So little, but it's a little berry, which I love. And so we're going to run this for 25. It's got a little cave, and in the cave is more wave light. Let's see if I can get that to show. There we go. So there's more berries in there. Little fan. Look at the fan. You know, I'd be happy just to get a piece that had the fan on it. But yeah, that was a good deal. If anybody is interested in anything specific, thanks for joining. Let me know. Be sure you're following and bookmark the show and excuse the fact that I bounced the camera around. I'm not a professional. What is this? This is our calcite from the Blanchard mine in New Mexico. Okay, you ready for this? To feast your eyes on this beauty? Another one I should cherry pick. I'll show you the back. Oh, I should show you the front. Look at that. Can't even focus. Look at that. Is that going to help? The Kyle trick? Mm, but it's all fuzzy. I know you can see the blue, but can you see the detail of the fuzziness? It's in every little vug, every little nook and cranny. I love it. And this is a $150 piece. I'm going to run it for 65. It's not heavy at all, so we get to run it for the 1 to 3 ounce. This is like super rare from a great location, very desirable. And, it's fragile, but um, the volcanic rock it's in, the basalt, it's very sturdy. So it'll sit nicely on a base. Okay, thanks for looking at that. Okay, this is amazing because, like I said, Planet Mine has sent, I have 2 flats of calcanthite from Planet Mine. Brian, thanks for joining. I'm sorry I wasn't able to answer your messages, but I'm live streaming. So, um, but yes, this is a collector piece. This is an old um, piece, probably from the 90s. I don't have a date, but it's not, and it is also from Planet Mine, but it is perfect, undamaged. It's very sturdy. I think the darker blues are just more sturdy. The lighter blues crumble, but it's a great piece. And now you have whatnot. There you go. Yeah, so it's calcanthite crystals, Planet Mine, La Paz, Arizona. I'm not selling this for 75. I'm going to do this for 30. And I'm going to, do my best to wrap it around in the most delicate of materials so it comes to your home in one piece. So let's do this. For 30. So Brian, this is an auction style. So instead of just claiming, you actually, yeah, you actually bid and somebody else could come in. I run it the original for 15 seconds and then it resets for another 10 seconds after each bid. So you could bid now and it would go up. But if you don't, then Kyle wins. There we go. Kyle gets calcanthite. And I will do my best, Kyle. The way they have it right now, which I love, is this little fine plastic. And it just kind of creates its own little shape and form. Actually, they laid it flat like that. And it was perfect. So I'll make sure it's secure though. Congratulations. That's a great piece. Anybody interested in a lot of tourmalines from Connecticut? This is, and I do have my scale here so we can weigh them out, but obviously, this is not I mean, this is the original label and it says Hollister Quarry, Glastonbury, Connecticut. Chris wrote his labels Glastonbury, so I don't know how they actually spell the city, but it's either Bury or Berry. I suspect it's Bury because the guy was there, but we'll see. And I wanted to weigh this out. You get the whole lot. There's pink and black. So and some of them are like multicolored. That's what I think is amazing. So you get pinks, not gemmy, but definitely saturated pinks. And then you get some bicolors too. Let's see, where's that one that was half black and half pink? That one's actually very watermelony, isn't it? Oh, here it is. Half black, half pink. And we don't spend enough time loving on US minerals, but especially on the East Coast, there's a lot of beautiful tourmalines, pigmentites, pockets. Let's weigh it. It's 9.26 grams. And one of them is very green. Oh, they actually are green now that I'm in the light, not black. So they're green and pink. These are watermelon. Anybody want 9 grams of watermelon tourmaline from Connecticut? I'm going to run this for 65. Let me get the little baggie, the original baggie. I don't know if it's original baggie. Let's do the tourmalines. Speaking of those, is anybody interested in green tourmalines from Pakistan? Kyle, were you on when I was showing those? Thank you, everyone, for looking at that. These are stock Nala tourmalines. Each one is going to be 7 to 8 grams or 35 to 40 carats. Um, yeah, don't worry about it. Another roof install, or is it the same one? You can actually, one other thing you can do, Kyle, if there is something you're interested in and you don't want to buy it in the auction, I can add it as a buy now and you can do the pay in four through PayPal. Anybody can if there were other people here listening. But for the auctions, oh come on. And then these are pretty too. So these stock Nala tourmalines are really special. That black card thing really does work. So these are lighter green going to yellow. These are dark green with yellow. And then I know I have this one here. Oh, I have a lot of other ones, but this one, let's see if it'll do. Ooh. So this is what's referred to as blue cap, but it's really just a richer green. And then at the very tip top of this one, it's clear. So it goes from dark to light, and then there's a clear band. I just love it. And I can do these buyer's choice for 25. I don't think you're going to find 40 carats of stock Nala tourmaline for 25 anywhere else in the world. Are we still wanting to go through some more of these mineral specimens? Do you want to look at more American stuff? I've got a lot of German and there's a couple Romanian pieces. Hey, John, thanks for joining. Come on in. I was just showing them these amazing tourmalines. You might be interested, John. I don't know if you've ever seen stock Nala tourmalines with this quality. Kyle, meet John. John, meet Kyle. Brian and Kyle meet John. Kyle and Brian meet John. John meet Kyle. Yeah. Well, I bet you might be selling some of these. I got these from John, guys. Okay. In this other flat, I have a couple of American things here. This actually has a couple of interesting things. So let me move. Before I go, I do have a Spanish pyrite, elongated pyrite. How about that? I love how it's in the matrix and it looks like an L. Yeah, isn't that cool? Because Spain's really known for the actual cubes, but let's see. Does it have the original card? If I had it, I lost it, but there it is. So elongated pyrite on matrix, Peritas Navajoon, La Roya, Spain. So, the classic pyrite location, but with the elongated. Don't even like that guy, right? I'm going to run this, and it's, Chris has some dreams of selling it for 120. I think I'm going to be doing that one for 75. And this is our 1-inch scale. So you can see it's a really good size, almost an inch. Well, three quarters. Great. Thanks for looking at that, guys. Before I leave the palette, let's see, or the flat, let's see what this is. Oh, that's Hungarian. Okay, here's an Indiana piece. So it is from Corydon Quarry, Harrison, Indiana. And it's just a really nice calcite, cubic calcite with a little calcite coming off the side. And obviously, this was the contact point, so it was grown like this. I think that's fun. And I think 20 is a good price, so I'm going to run that for 20. It will come with a card. It actually has an original card that I think was stuck to the bottom of it, which I don't know if you've seen old cards, but I love how they do the little mine with the X and the. So it's corded mine, Indiana, calcite, and somebody's number is 601. Love those things. Oh, John, while you're looking, are you still on? Look at this. It's Millerite, but the card is the best. Millerite, US 27 road cut, Halls Gap, Lincoln County, Kentucky. I have two Millerites, but they did it during a road cut. My fingers are about to wet, so my response has been delayed. Sanding. Oh, I bet you are. Moroccan agates. Cool. I promise I'll move on. I was just trying to find all the US pieces because I know that's what you were interested in, guys. Ashley, thanks for joining. If there's anything particular you're interested in, let me know. We're going through these flats. I was picking out some US pieces. So here's a nice little vein of botanite. So it's boltwoodite and fluorite from the New Method Mine, San Bernardino, California. And it's really matrix seam of quartz and then or fluorite and the boltwoodite. And I think we've got some UV going. Maybe not. Let's see. No, maybe not. Obviously too light for most of these. Woo, power. Let's see if the lighting can get better. So the focus could work. I need John's special lighting where it does the dazzle bedazzle. There we go. You can see it now. Little boltonite, boltwoodite from the New Method Mine. We're going to run this for 20. Just a nice thumbnail of a California specimen. You can get it where it's the cubes of fluorite. So this being buried in the seam, I think, is kind of interesting rather than just being a free floating fluorite. Thank you guys. Thanks for looking at that. Anyone interested in a spessartine from, look at the red. It's a good stepped spessartine. And I believe this is Brazil. Yes, Brazil. And if you want to, it actually came in a box that said rhodochrosite. Or the rhodomaps in Bulgaria, but that's not where it's from. It just sat nicely in that box. I'm going to run this for 40. Let's make sure I know how many carats it is. I have 2 of these, by the way. There's another one in another flat. So it's 10 carats. Jemmy, super red, crystal clear. Okay, John started his show. Don't leave me for John's show. Anybody interested in a little specimen team? We're going through mineral specimens tonight, just collector specimens. It's like your own mineral show without having to leave the comfort of your couch. If there's anything specifically you'd be looking for, a location you like, just let me know. This is a older collection, so there's a lot of different choices in here, and I probably have what you're looking for, if not one, maybe more. I'm going to move on to another flat. Right now we're focusing on US, but someone is saying they want Europe. So I'm excited because I do love Europe. We're going to spend a little bit more time on the US pieces. Oh, as I move around the stage here. Also, we have some new material. If you're interested in any of my new material, I've got Elbite green tourmalines from Stocknala. Those are 7 to 8 grams or 35 to 40 carats for $25. Can't beat that price. Also have fairy epidote from Turkey and grape agate and polyhedral agates. Those are all, well, the polyhedrals obviously aren't new, but they're new to me. So they're new to you. They're not from the estate collector flats. Okay, so anybody want some asphaltum? Asphaltum is from California. I know you'll be surprised to know from La Brea, and it is tar. It's old tar. It's kind of like if it's like amber, the difference between amber and cobalt. Copal. Oh, thanks for joining through Dave's link. That's awesome. We're going through mineral flats. Please follow the shop and bookmark the shows. We do this every Thursday night. The last week of the month, we're always going to focus on mineral flats, whether it's old or new stuff. Tonight, we're going through some old estate flats, and I've just introduced the striking specimen of asphaltium, which I think you can get at the La Brea Tar Pit gift shop. But yes, it weighs a chunk this big. Look, it's the half of my palm. Not even 35 grams. It's just featherweight. I have a bigger piece. Asphaltium. Anybody want a piece of asphaltium? I'll run it. Don't make me. I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it for $5. And you too can have a historic piece of the La Brea Tar Pits. Romania Rockhounds. Thanks for joining. Oh, look at my hands now. So you too could have La Brea Tar Pit tar on your hands. I do have small crystal chips, but tonight not on in the show because I'm doing mineral specimens tonight, Casper. So I apologize. Um, if you want to join next week, next Thursday night is a free for all. I'll have all my chips. I've got some aventurine, tiger's eye. I've got Larimar, a lot of good small chips. But tonight we're doing specimens. This one is fun. Anybody recognize what this is? You might see a little bit of clay, a little bit of basalt, maybe a hint of some green. Let's see. Get just a little spotlight on that. This is what's referred to as a peridot bomb. It's a peridot bomb from New Mexico. Where's Dave when we need him? He probably lives in a field of peridot bombs. But you can see the little bit. So you can get some of the peridot out. You can slice it and polish them up. This is an entire bomb, so it's not been finished in any way. But from a lapidary point of view, there's gems in this baby. I also have a one that's half the size. So I have two bombs, New Mexico peridot bombs. Um, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run them for 30 and buyer picks. Now we do run a followers giveaway for every 5 purchases. We've got 4 now. So one more purchase and we'll run a followers giveaway. The followers giveaway is going to be a choice between different polished and shaped stones tonight. Thank you for looking at those, guys. I just found that so rare. Okay, I did see the one person who wanted to see Russia, or no, sorry, wanted to see Europe. I think Europe includes Russia. I don't know if the Ural Mountains are in the European part. That's my own geography issues. Starlight crystals in mica schist. This is so amazing. So this has definitely been finished. Like I think you can tell they went through and kind of excavated the starlight here. But it's mica and it really makes the starlight stand out. And the starlights are all through it. And this was the top of an X. And you can see where it crossed here, which I think is actually more interesting than this, is to actually see how they cross. Because this is a bar that crossed and this is a bar. And it comes on over. Isn't that nice? So Ural Mountains, starlight. I'm going to do 35 on this. Can't beat that. This is beautiful. And it is palm size. I think it's a little bit big for a pendant or anything, but it would stand nice in a little stand. And if it's purchased, I'll actually include a stand. There we go. Thank you. Somebody who's actually knowledgeable and paid attention in school. Let's see, what is this? Tremolite and gypsum. No one even picked Australia. I don't even know if I asked about Australia. But does anybody like tremolite? Look how pretty that is. Did you really? Geography Olympic? I know you'll be surprised to hear that I did speech. I have the gift of gab. Yeah, so this is tremolite and gypsum, and it's from a shire, guys. So it's almost like Narnia. It's really Middle Earth, right? So I did ask Middle Earth. No one picked Middle Earth yet, but this is actually from Middle Earth. I'm running this for 15. A piece from Middle Earth for only $15. You can't beat it. Tremolite is rare. It's got this vibrant green. Comes with the collection card, and the original label is also included where it says Tremolite. From Widgimutha. I mean, that's definitely Middle Earth. There's another Tremolite, just in case you just wanted a different shape. Okay, let me know. Shout out anybody who wants some Middle Earth Tremolite. Um, okay, this is a real sleeper superstar in this flat. I know the blue surprised everybody, right? Because you saw the green. Look at that. It's amazing. Okay, so the backside, not amazing. Not amazing backside, but it does have these little pitting places, I think are little iron stains in there. So I wanted to show those off. Oh no, I meant to show you the top. Look at that. So malachite all across, layers of azurite, super blue, and this little piece folded over at some point and covered the plate that already had the malachite going across. So the malachite's uninterrupted. It's got a layer of azurite. Then it gets back to the sandstone, then more malachite, then more azurite. And it's a two-face malachite piece. This is from Utah. We're in Utah. It's the Apex. Apex Mine, Jarvis Peak. And is that Beaver Dam Mountains, Washington County, Utah. I mean, this is a spectacular piece. And I really shouldn't even list it because you can see I've got my malachite shelf. It goes on my malachite shelf. Okay. I'm going to run it for way too much because I want to keep it. I know. It's a cherry picker. I'm running it for 65. But I mean, it's a great size. Look at this, palm size. The azurite is the superstar, but also just it's a really deep green malachite. I can't help but be a cherry picker because I don't know I can't remember what's in all these flats. It's been a long time since I've looked at them all. Oh, for example, some of these are just really good story pieces. So I'm sure many of you have heard of Apache tears, right? Well, this is from Picket Post Mountain area, Superior, Pinal County, Arizona. Came from Gary's Gem Garden in New Jersey. Here's his number in case anybody wants to call. Oh, he's got a website. Good. Good for Gary. I have a lot of obsidian pieces and Apache tears, and I think a lot of them. But this is the one, first time I've seen it still in matrix. And I think that's really good because this is what happens with Apache tears. Um, they weather out from the desert, and I've seen them just on the side of the road, but they've obviously already weathered out. So this one hasn't weathered out. It's just half exposed. I think that's a great story piece to explain what Apache tears are. Does anybody know how they're formed? How they were formed? It is obsidian, so it's volcanic. Just got a new rug for the floor near my cab machine. Oh, it's super soft. And it's going to get filled with dust. Does he have a cab machine in his house? That would be a good question. Well, let me run this obsidian piece. I think it's a great story. So what Apache tears were formed in the air when the volcano exploded. So these were pieces of lava that dropped into water and quenched really quickly and became obsidian. And then obviously that body of water dried up over millions of years. And then this was buried into the sediment. And then when it weathers out, you get free fall little balls of obsidian all over the desert. But I'm going to run this for 15. It's a beautiful little piece. It stands well. It's got a little, it's all polished, but it really is a story piece. And I wouldn't be sad if I kept it. But I wanted to show it to somebody else to see if they appreciated obsidian like I did. Okay. Thank you everyone for looking at that and listening to my stories. Anybody love a little bit of Clinozoite? This is from the Hunting Hill Quarry, Rockland, Maryland. I have a couple Maryland pieces, but this is a big plate. And a great display where it has this valley and all the Clinozoite really growing with some depth. Good crystals. So this one right here is just a whole bar going across. These are kind of going across long ways. So you get the original card and then Chris's card. I'm going to run this for 25. It's a big piece for 25. It does have a little weight to it, so I think the shipping will be a little more. Again, next purchase, we'll be hitting our fifth purchase. We can run our follower giveaway. No interest on that. Okay, no worries. Thanks for looking at that though. Does anybody like zincite? I think zincite speaks to a certain collector. This is from Pennsylvania. You might need to be like an East Coast guy who, lived in pollution to appreciate the zincite. Does anybody know what zincite is? I'll show you what it looks like. It is a crystal only a mother could love. You do. Well, yes. So this is actually smelting byproduct. It builds up in the exhaust, chimneys from smelting. And so it becomes its own mineral specimen. It is zinc. So it is a real zinc crystal, but technically man made. Oh, really? Well, does it polish? Sounds like your next big streamer there. Does it polish zincite? Original label and everything. I'm gonna run it for $10. I actually have another odd industrial slag type product in another one of these flats. I'll have to find it. But it was one I had never heard of. Okay, thank you guys for looking at that. This one also is super special for anybody who appreciates native copper from Michigan. Native copper in Michigan, usually it's been moved by glacial movement, and so they've got the most amazing patterns. This little beauty is little balls of copper crystals. Do you see them? Yeah, this isn't float. This is copper crystals from Michigan, and it's on a calcite cube. So it's connected. The copper crystals are separate from the calcite cube. They're connected by albite, And most of the time, this is really, really fragile, but these have been living together since at least the 1940s because the mine where this comes from in Michigan, um, Ojibwe mine, has been closed since the 40s. So it does say it has epidote. I don't see the epidote. Maybe it's microscopic. It's not a big specimen. It really should be in a perky, so it's a little safer. But I think they didn't do it because it's the bottom that shows the copper crystals. So I think this is small but mighty and super special. Unearthed fluorescence. Oh, I want to need to UV everything again. Thanks for joining. I'm running right now this little copper crystal piece with calcite and albite from Michigan. This is not the float copper from Michigan. This is actual copper crystals from the Ojibwe mine in Michigan. And this is an old piece. I'm going to run it for 75. I don't know if it fluoresces though. Think it does. This is calcite on top, but I don't think it's going to UV. Well, there's a little something going on there. Probably dust, right? Every time I think it's interesting, somebody's like, yeah, it's dust. This is shortwave. Midwave. Nothing much happening there. Whenever unearth comes in, I feel like I have to UV everything. Let's see if we have anything. Maybe there's just a scorpion trail. I do live in Las Vegas. No. Oh, I do have one, a super party. Where did the party go? See, I hide things from myself. Don't leave fluorite or fluorescence, unearthed fluorescence. Here it is. Are we ready for a little party? We got some willemite. Oh, and that's long wave. Let's turn this light off. Shortwave. Whoa. Willemite, franklinite. That was midwave. Shortwave. Ooh, there's the party. Disco party. Was that good enough for you, Mr. Unearthed Fluorescent Minerals? I'm sure you have plenty of these, but I'm always stunned by it. I love that when they actually have, like, I believe coming up soon in Pennsylvania, they're going to have a rock hounding at the dump, and they go at night. Hardensite, really? Was that the orange or was that the green? I don't know these things, but that they're going to go to the dump at night with UV lights, looking for this. It was the bluish color, huh? I didn't even see blue. Oh, I do see it. It's a rainbow. Cool. Anybody interested in, oh, you know what? You called it. I didn't even read the label. It's hardestonite, calcite, willemite, franklinite, Franklin Mining District, Sussex, New Jersey. And I'm running this for 20 bucks. Disco party. Disco party. It's a rave up in here. Oh, look at that. Kyle, and you're the fifth purchase. Of course, yeah. See, it's a good price because I have no idea how much this is valued for. You should also be taking advantage of me tonight. These are old flats. I bought them for a flat price, and so I'm giving everybody good deals. Okay. That is a good one for you, Kyle. And now we're going to do the followers giveaway. So everybody get in that giveaway. Toot, toot. The follower giveaway tonight, we have for all taste, I hope, out there, we have an amethyst, a chevron amethyst point, a raw malachite chunk, a prehnite tower, a moss agate cube, a yellow jasper, yellow aventurine mushroom, and tree agate Christmas tree. Whoever wins the giveaway gets to pick. And encourage everybody to get in. Only one so far. I guess I don't have anything that fluoresces. So I don't think Unearth wants it. But hey, I actually do. You can have your pick of fluorite spheres. Every one of them is going to UV. There we go. So now you have to get in the giving. Now, Kyle, I didn't mean for this to all be you bidding. So please, make sure this is stuff you really want. I'm fine if these things don't get bought. But I really do appreciate it, and I'm glad you found some stuff you like. Ooh, again, I'm not a professional. Let's take a little break over to now there's nobody in the giveaway. How did that happen? Well, more for me. Anyway, you want to see the polyhedrals, Kyle? I think. Oh, there is a couple more things in this tray first. Look at this. This is kyanite from North Carolina. So it's the Club Mountain Kyanite Prospect, Lincolnton, Gaston County, North Carolina, and original label as well. But I mean, it's cubic. Look at the slices instead of being those like raw spears. Hey, Shelby, thanks for joining. We've got a giveaway going. Feel free to jump in the giveaway. And I'm also about to run this kyanite from North Carolina, a mineral specimen that's just got some real beauty. A really nice display piece. And of course, everybody really, we can also appreciate a little kyanite in our life. I'm putting 15 on that and 15 running. Really, it looks like a picture stone, the way it sits. And so it's got a nice edge to it, nice edge. Very stable for kyanite. And, a nice locality. Thanks for looking at that, everyone. I think those are the ones I wanted to show. There's, for any of the quartz lovers out there, and amethyst crystal lovers, this one's kind of special. So this is what is it? What do you call it? Like, Guerrero amethyst cluster with calcites on top, quartz druzy seam, and then calcites here too. So I don't know if Unearth's still around. UV party. Oh, it's not UVing. I got to turn this light down to UV. Look at that. Little red cubes in there. Little red there too. So we've got some manganese in in the calcites. Then, one of the things Guero, amethyst are known for, as opposed to Veracruz. In Veracruz, the amethyst have the purple at the tips, but very light. Gueros have it at the bottom. So we've got purple, clear points, lots of them. Oh, Kyle's the winner. Congratulations. I think I know what you're going to pick. Hey, Trish, thanks for joining. We just had our first follower giveaway. Kyle, you get to pick. What is your pleasure? Little malachite rough, perhaps? Or a yellow jasper mushroom? Amethyst point? A prehnite point? Tree agate cube? Yes, of course you will. Very good. See, I just always have to have a little something for the lapidary. Always making sure I got a little rough. You know what I have, Kyle, that I need to show in next week's free for all? I have Realgar. It's double bagged, and I've got a whole, hazmat suit, but I've got Realgar. No, thank you. This has been great. Okay, moving on. We never ran the actual amethyst. So, I mean, this is a nice size amethyst cluster. It's going to be a good display. I could put it on a base if someone's interested. One of the things when you are selling out of these flats is they come in boxes. So you have to have your own display. But I've got plenty of bases if you think you want one. I'm going to run this piece for 45. Which I think is a really reasonable price for a piece this big with that many drusies of quartz. And then the calcites also, I think, will UV on top. There's some color going. No takers. That's good. No worries. I think that calcite cave is amazing. And there's more calcite cubes in there that just have some coating so they don't glow pink. But that's a neat piece. So let's take a break from the flats for just a second. We're going to work, we got 3 more to go through. And some really big pieces in those, actually. Again, if there's anything specifically you're looking for, let me know. U.S. pieces are still winning, but Middle Earth and Narnia are catching up. So very good. By the way, our buyer givey tonight, we're going to run at the end of the show, is for 2 azurite berries. Look at those beauties. So if you're a buyer tonight, then you'll be entered into the buyer giveaway. And if you pin the 000 product in the shop, I'll pin that before I run the buyer's giveaway. So you can come back into the show and enter that before we go, in case you go on to another show. I wanted to show just these polys. So I don't think that you've seen the collection, Kyle. So I have some similar, these are all halves. These are quartz. Is anybody familiar with what polyhedral agates are? So these grew in constricted locations and fractures in Paraíba, a farm off of Paraíba, Brazil. They were farmed out or they were mined out in the 70s. So no one's found new ones. These are all old stock. They're very hard to get. And you're usually getting it from old collections. We recently got access to a number that hadn't been cut. And so these are some halves that I'm selling for $5 per gram. And then I have whole agates that are uncut, and those are also $5 a gram. And you can kind of see the pocket in there if you want to slice them. They're kind of neat for a lavatory. Um, $5 per gram there. And then I've got some that were already split, and I put putty to keep them together. Sorry. Um, this one isn't the prettiest, but I think it has a little color. Look at that UV. Um, that's another thing that's really neat about these is that the UV. So this one isn't pretty to me. So I'm also doing this one at $5. It's maybe pretty to, someone else, but they go together. So I'm selling that as a whole. And then this one also is a pear, sliced and polished, much prettier. And, a normal agate is going to do the concentric banding, but in this case, because it was stuck in fractures, it's not round and they're all angular and they look unreal. Agates have not been known to do that anywhere else, but they will UV, which is really cool. Hey, Grow Mama, thanks for joining. And so this is I'm starting it at $6 per gram because it's pretty. This one's also $6, and they're a pair. I would sell these at halves though, if you wanted just a half, but we've got plenty of halves to go through. But all of these are diamonds. And so when you put it together, it looks like this. I've got a similar shape on my website too. But these I haven't listed yet, so we're doing $6 a gram on those. Again with the fun UVs. And then my showstopper is an A-frame house. I just came, to me, this looks like an A-frame house. Little attic space right there. You can add an extra bedroom. Maybe still put a little storage there for the suitcases. And it's also really long. So this is an $8 per gram piece. I only have this half. Anybody interested in any polyhedrals? This is also an 8. It's got the green going on. I love the darker ones, and maybe that's my own bias on dark. Thanks for joining, everyone. We're looking at polyhedroid or polyhedral agates from Paraíba, Brazil. This is all old stock, unique shaped agates. Agates are usually very circular in their banding, and this in Brazil had this interesting angular agate formation. So very rare. They all come with a collector card, which explains the formation as well. So I'll put those to the side. This is just some of the new material that we also have on the show tonight. We have Elbite tourmalines, $25 per pair. Each one is 7 to 8 grams or 35 to 40 carats, but I kind of matched them based on their coloration. Now, these are stock Nala. This should run $80. They should be $10 a gram. But I'm doing $25 a pair tonight. So buyer's choice. We'll start the first one here at $25. This one I think is a standout. I also have some really good blue caps. It's a lighter green, but that's referred to as blue as opposed to these yellow. Both of them are technically a different shade of green. But this one's also twinned. Leaf 2024. Congratulations. Which one would you like? One of the ones in my hand, or you want to look at the rest first? We've got A and B. This one right here, yeah, this one's striking. Good. Congratulations. And you will also get a card with that, but I will put this aside for you. Ooh. So that is also purchase number one. Every 5 purchases, we just ran a followers giveaway, but I'll do a followers giveaway every 5 purchases. So we're back to 1. So 4 more till the next follower giveaway. And then we also run a buyer giveaway at the end, Leaf. So if you want to bookmark product 000 in the shop, I'll pin that before I run the buyer's giveaway. Anybody interested in running another one of these for 25? Let me do that real quick, see if anybody else wants one. It's a great deal. And they're beautiful. This is gem grade. And the one I was showing here, well, this one's got, got that light coloration. This one's got the blue cap and the little white translucent cap. This one is kind of my favorite. It's a twinned tourmaline. They're distinct different tourmalines that are connected. And then they're both got that nice blue cap. No takers right now? Okay. Just let me know if anybody's else interested in that. Also, for new material, you'll see on the rotating table, we've got some grape agates. Anybody interested in looking a closer look at the grape agates? Those are great, a great price for the display size you can get. And grape agate is really amethyst quartz. So I'm not sure why we call it agate. It doesn't look like grapes, so I get that. But to me, it's I think that would have been nicer if they called it amethyst, botryoidal amethyst quartz. So that's what my cards actually say. The specimen cards on those would say. Anybody want to take a closer look with that? Let me know. We also have some really interesting epidote from Turkey. So you may be familiar with fairy epidote or fairy quartz from Turkey, where it's got the epidote and quartz. This is just the epidote. And it's very bladed, a lot of fan formations, sparkly goodness. I've got little small display pieces. Look at that one. That actually just looks like a bush, right? Like a fan. So they're very interesting. And then I've got perkies and little small perkies. And this is only $10. I think they range between this one's 10 and the most expensive one is that one on the turntable at 60. So really cute. Again, you're going to get your specimen card explaining what it is, a little explanation of the formation. And you get the display case or the display stand that it's on. So we'll run this one. See if anybody's interested in this one. To me, this one kind of the Statue of Liberty kind of flame. If it were green. Well, it is kind of green because it's copper and it aged. So yes, this is a Statue of Liberty fair epidote. And I'm running it for 10. Here, I'll take the lid off so we can kind of see better. Yeah, and it's definitely a 3D piece. Double-sided. Thank you for looking at that, guys. Let's get back to the flats. Now the show does run usually till 8 o'clock. So if anybody's interested in looking at any more of the flats, we can go longer. But I will run the buyer gibby in about 10 minutes because we've got 3 more flats to go. It's a lot of stuff. But I also plan to do this the last week of every month. So maybe we can go through some more next month. Next week is kind of a free for all between specimens, polished jewelry. We'll have a little bit of everything. Someone earlier was on asking for chips, and I definitely have chips and tumbles. So I'm happy to show those. We can start here. This is a little Spessartine. I showed one earlier. It was in another flat. Spessartine from Brazil. These are super gemmy. See if we can get it in the light right. And it's a real, even though it's Spessartine, it's a deep red. Usually Spessartine is more orange. I love these. And then the carat weight. Get my scale up and going. This is a 2.6 grams. So 11 carats. You could definitely facet it. It's crystal clear. Very gemmy. Let's get a little flashlight going on it. Look at that red. Okay. I'm gonna run this. I'm running this for 40. Ugh, terrible camera lighting. You'd think it'd be better. Oh, that's better. Spessartine garnet from Brazil. $40. It is 11 carats. So a good chunky chunk. Thank you for joining, everyone. Please follow the show, bookmark. We do this every Thursday night between 6 p.m. and 8. Thank you for looking at that. These will all come with original cards, collector cards. If there's any material you're specifically interested in, any locality, it looks like the North American specimens are winning in the poll. So I'm kind of focusing on those, but I'm happy to move on if anybody has interested in anything else. In this flat, to me, one of the best pieces is an amethyst from the Purple Flame pocket in North Carolina. Did anybody know there was a Purple Flame pocket in North Carolina? I didn't. They're very, very cruisy, or at least this one is. Look how pretty that is. So fully terminated, really a scepter, but tiny. And then there's a little amethyst next to it. I love it. It's just so cute. This would be a wonderful, obviously, example from this location. But yeah, we could also pendant that really pretty. It's already faceted, right? So I'm going to run this for $30. Very rare location. Amethyst, flame amethyst pocket in North Carolina. If you like to collect amethyst from different locations, this is kind of a really limited one. Up in the Appalachians. Okay, thanks for looking at that, guys. What about some fluorite from the Nika mine in Mexico? Does anybody know where the Nika mine is? Or it might be called Nika, if you're actually pronouncing it correctly. The Nika mine is known for those huge gypsum towering crystals in the cave. You've ever seen those 40-foot crystals in the cave in Mexico? That's this mine. And except this isn't gypsum. It's not even selenite. This is fluorite. And it's water etched with those same thermal waters that the gypsum grew in. The fluorite, crystal clear. You ever seen it like that? Let's see if it UVs. Oh, the dust does. See, pretty dust. Um, let's see, mid-range. No. Short. No. Okay, so no UV, but super glassy. I'm gonna run this. This is a uh, Chris. I don't really take his prices, but he was gonna sell this at a gem show for 110. I'm going to list this for 75. Some of his prices were much lower than I would have priced it, but this one I think he went a little high because it is a small piece, but it is a rare location. It's known for selenite and gypsum, not really known for the fluorite. It's certainly rare to find such crystal clear fluorite. Thank you for looking at that, everyone. Ooh, don't want to lose my amethyst label. Well, we were just talking about epidote. Anybody interested in epidote from Noppenwan, Salzburg, Austria? Look at that piece. Super straight, terminated. He had 45 on this. I'm gonna do it for 20. Yeah, so you get the original label and Chris's label, and then the box that it came in. It's a little long for a perky. I'm running that for 20. Beautiful example of epidote from Austria. And Austria is known for the epidote being able to grow in these pockets and bugs where there's no interference. So it grows really straight. And it's kind of neat to see that example in person. Let's see this one. This one's also a good sleeper here. Who would have known? This is from May 2006. And it is Nambia, calcite, duftite, dolomite, tecumseh. Now, I don't know if Kyle's still on here, but if he is, he gets pieces from this area, but certainly not white calcites. Um, Namibia is known for a lot of different crystals like um, amethyst, smoky quartz, but this is a plate of dolomite that kind of shaped into the side of that pocket and that just brought it out. Inside is calcites, and then the green is the duftite. So duftite is really, rare to find and usually really fragile, but it is a secondary copper mineral. So it can happen. There's little botryoidal beads. It's hard to show here, but it visibly at least is green. So this is a good size piece with original tags handwritten here from May. It was collected in 2006, May 2006, and I'm running this for 100. Multi-mineral, amazing location, hand collected in 2006. If you like the provenance pieces, you understand it's a really a cheap price, but worth every penny. That's all natural. To me, it looks like a sugar shape, like a dessert. Thanks for looking at that, guys. What about, well, I know we didn't know many people were wanting German pieces. What about some aragonite from Germany? Anybody interested in a crazy aragonite piece? So this is aragonite crystals from Kampfdorf, Salzfeld, Thuringia, Germany. Says 85. We're not going to do 85. We're going to do 35 on this. But I wanted to show you. It does have the original card. And it's a wonderful little spiky piece. I think it was what I saw in the pictures when I originally got this piece was that Thuringia has a cave system, and aragonite. It's also copper minerals, but this aragonite grows on the bottom. So these are like these little stalagmites. I get those confused. But I'm gonna run this for 30. You'll get the original box, the original label. Great piece, undamaged. Looks little spiky fingers. Okay, this looks like a chicken profile from here. So anybody want a chicken aragonite from Germany? No German chicken lovers. I get it. It's a unique taste. Um, Anybody like unique fluorites from Europe? Anybody addicted to vanadinite that has been infested with lead so that it becomes a barrel? Look at that. I love that. It's a Moroccan piece. But I am actually in love with vanadinite. And I couldn't believe that it was in a barrel shape, but apparently when lead gets replaces the vanadinite, it's still called vanadinite, but it creates these little barrels. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and pin the buyer giving, get that going. Ooh, let's see, pin. Here we go. And start that one. So anybody who bought something tonight can get into this giveaway. The giveaway tonight is our azurite blueberries, beautiful Jemmy 365 berries. You get 2 of them. In the meantime, we can run one more thing. I've got some blue barite. This is baby blue barite, really stable for barite. This is from, where'd it go? There's the card. It's barite crystals from Romania, Trestia, Romania. And this is a $200 piece. I don't know if you're a barite lover, but the forms that barite can do and the colors it can do, it never ends. But for Romania, it's known for this baby blue. It's known for these chunky blades. I'm going to run this for 125. Get in on that one so you can get into the buyer giving as well. The back side, all just a flat contact. No damage. Super sheen on the crystals. Luster, I guess. This is a great little display piece. Thank you for looking at that, people. I do have another cool US piece. So this is graphite and calcite from the Lime Crest Quarry, Sussex, Sparta, New Jersey. Look at this monster. It's layers of calcite. And in the layers of calcite, those little black dots are the graphite, but there's some exposed as well. Look at that little exposed little graphite, little exposed little graphite berries. And they have this little shimmer to them. I just think this is a very special piece. And it looks like it came from a quarry. It almost looks like, it could be marble, but it's calcite. Does it UV? Oh, does it UV? Oh, the dust UVs. Well, it does have a little pink to it, doesn't it? Let's see what happens in the mid-range. I don't want to take up too much time in case somebody wants to get on the givey. Yep, so we're going to do this one for a 45. Let's go ahead and get that running. It's just 15 seconds, so you'll still have time to get into the giveaway. It's super special though. This is obviously if you want to look up how the graphite gets into the calcite, a lot of pieces they just take these slices apart. So if you wanted to, from a specimen point of view, you could break these slices apart and then you have the exposed graphite, and each one of those could be a specimen. So I love that they've kept it all together. And I've seen calcite does this in Mexico with the blue calcite, and it really does have a clean, what is it, perfect cleavage. So they break off and you can get a lot of little specimens out of it. But I like it as is. Thank you for looking at that, everyone. We got one more minute for the buyer giveaway. Let's find another piece to run. Oh, we've got a Veracruz amethyst. So this is Pepita Pareda Talia Veracruz. Okay, Veracruz amethyst. I can't pronounce it, but it is spectacular. Look at those. And they're purple all the way through. They cross like swords. It's actually 3. So when I looked at it, I thought this is perfect for like a couple with a baby, representing love and peace. I don't know, maybe it's just me and the romantic, but let's see. This one was going to be, Chris was going to do it for 45. I think that's one of those that's really inexpensive. I would have run it for much more, but let's run it for 40. A triple Veracruz cluster for 40. Oh, the giveaway went to Leaf. Thank you. Oh, congratulations. We've still got this one running if anybody wants a Veracruz amethyst. Look at that. Amazing. Okay. Well, that's going to wrap up the show tonight. I really appreciate everybody participating, coming in. And Leaf, you are also going to be getting these beautiful blueberries as a ripe blueberry. So congratulations. Kyle, thank you for coming in and participating. And I'll get everybody's orders out tomorrow. Next week at 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock Pacific time, we're going to do another show. We do this every week. Next week is kind of a free for all. We'll have specimens, polished shapes, jewelry, everything, and anything. If there's something specific you like, we can pull it out. But the last week of every month, we're going to do another mineral special. So if you like mineral specimens, bookmark this show for August, and we'll do it again next month. Thank you, everyone. Chase Boy, I really appreciate you joining, but we're wrapping up the show. I'm going to actually do a raid. So what we get to do here and whatnot is I get to forward you on to another show, and everybody like and follow that show. And when you get there, and we're going to go to John's show, who was in our show earlier, everybody do some crystal shapes in the message just to say hello. We're going to raid John at Rockin' Mineral